Namaste everyone.
Namaste. Hey everyone, check out our matching shirts. Tell them about who it is, babe.
Yeah, this is Shiva. That's my favorite Hindu god actually. And yeah, Om, Hum, Yum, Ram, Vam, Lam. These are like the 7 chakras. That's very cool chakras. So what
I
are
don't think this lighting is very good.
It's alright, don't worry about the light. You're too self-conscious. Can
we do it in our room? The lighting's way better in there.
I think we can do it here, I think. Bed.
Come on, let's go in the room.
You're being
better.
too self-conscious.
Alright, well, can we turn the chair?
Too self-conscious.
Turn the chair like that.
Alright. Now this is better now?
Much better.
Alright, where do we start? So hello everyone, my name is Sudhir Sutherland-Stephenson. This is my husband, Jethro Lyndon's male Sutherland-Stephenson, if you can remember our names. Or you can just call us Sudhir and Jethro.
Yeah. What? Sudhir and Jethro Sutherland-Stephenson.
Well, I should start with why I am talking in English first. And yeah, so the reason for me speaking in English all the time is because I live with people who only speak in English. This is my husband, he was born in Australia. My father-in-law, he was born in Australia, so yeah, that's him carrying the gun. So yeah, they all speak in English only. So I feel comfortable when everybody can actually understand me. If I start speaking in Hindi, nobody would understand me. So why did I come to Australia? Right. So I came to Australia when I was 17 years old, and I landed in Melbourne.
It was just you.
Yeah, it was just me. There was I stayed in a foster home for 1 week. Then I found some friends of a relative from village. We stayed in Melbourne for like 6 months. I did.
You did.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh.
We. Sorry.
Just so used to
with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. That was cool. It's usually us. Like we're each other's basically.
I landed in Melbourne, Australia in 2014, July, 21st of July. I still remember the day. And I've felt the freedom for the first time in my life. I had always been just so institutionalized.
Yeah.
Stay in school, just got to be academic.
Yeah.
You've got to be academically smart. It doesn't matter whether you're socially smart or not. They know society is fucked there.
Yeah.
It's just people just try to mold you the way they want you to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was more academically inclined, which is actually not a bad thing. When I came here, I got to enjoy the social life as well. So yeah, it's been a really cool journey. And why I came here? So I came in this country in search of life, to find something new, something to live for. I found Jethro. So I was always so keen of getting out of the country because I knew that I was homosexual from a very early age, right? So and this is like a really big taboo in India. If you are like until last year or this year, it was criminal. Yeah, it was criminalized. Yeah, sexual forms under Article 377 of the Penal Code. Yeah,
the British introduced it. It was actually,
and the law was made in 1860, mind you, and it took us, I don't know how long it took us to more than 150 years, I guess, 130 years something, 150. So it's just ridiculous how people can't understand that they changed their own laws 50 years ago, and we are still going along with the laws that they made for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit hard to understand. I don't know how to explain it any more than that, to be honest. But it is a really complicated situation, because everybody, when you're institutionalized, everybody is supposed to be a law-abiding citizen, right? That's what they do. But the laws are fucked. Laws were made like 150 years ago. Those laws they don't suit us anymore.
Yeah. So you come to Australia.
Yeah, I knew that I had to go to any country, actually, to be honest. I just wanted to leave India but I couldn't really make the decision like how like what country should I go
Why
to.
did you want to live in India? Were you bullied for being gay?
Oh, I was so much more than that. There was so much more than just bullying.
Yeah.
Right? There's I don't know. People want to take advantage of you all the time.
Yeah. In India.
In India, yeah, and they just want to fucking vilify you as much as they can, victimize you for being what you are, regardless whether you're hardworking or not.
Tell people about the culture of relationships and marriages and what people can do and what people can't do in regards to family.
Well, it's a really conservative culture. Women have to cover their face if they go outside of the house, so no other men can see their face.
Wow.
And you're not allowed to marry by choice. You have to marry what your parents want you to be, you know. Love marriage is like, if you are found to, you know, have a love marriage, then first of all your society will boycott you. And if they can't boycott you because they took away a lot of panchayat system. That was panchayat. It's like a,
spell it for me.
Panchayat.
Okay.
Panchayat. It's like village council.
Okay.
And there would be like elderly men, and they would decide what to do with them, and they would usually just boycott them.
Wow.
Yeah. So either it's boycott, social boycott. You're not allowed to talk to anyone. You're not allowed to do business with anyone. You can't go to someone's house. You can't even talk to anyone.
God.
So first that's the first decision that they usually take. And if they think that it's more hurtful for their pride, then usually it's honor killing, death sentence. Your own parents will kill you because your parents want to save their lives.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Far out. It sounds like a Middle Eastern culture.
It's worse than that. I have witnessed a lot of these situations, so I do know what happens in it. Yeah, it's just a bit hard to even talk about, to be honest. Yeah.
So you came to Australia to escape all of that.
Yeah, that was the main reason, because I used to go to work at 11 at night, right, and come back, come to school. Go to school straight away from there. I would finish at like 6 or 7, right, from 11 to 7, and then 8 o'clock I'll go to school, stay there till 4 or 5, then go back home, right, eat whatever you gotta eat. Then at 7:30 was your last bus, right? You gotta get that 7:30 bus to go to your work that starts at 11 p.m.
So how much did you get to sleep?
None. So I would just sleep in that window. While traveling, just those naps. Fucking
so why did you work so much?
To pay for my sister's wedding.
Yeah.
That was my goal. That's I knew that I couldn't stay there, and
And she's your older sister.
Yeah, she's my older sister. And
his older sister's wedding.
Dowry, yeah.
His brother's children's school fees he paid for.
It's not just dowry. It's just his all that stupid shit they do.
Yeah.
This is not just.
His mom gave her other son-in-law, not me,
$12,000 worth of gold, I think. Yeah. But to them it's a lot of money. But they feel proud.
Yeah, and it was your money. It was your money. He gave our money away to his sister's arranged husband, and then nothing to us. She took everything from us.
Yeah. Well, it's
horrible. It's tragic.
Yeah.
It's really
sad.
It's
tragic. It's tragic.
How much money did you pay for that wedding?
$74,000 all up, including $20,000 loan from you.
From my mother. mother's life insurance.
From Jethro's mother's life insurance. After she committed suicide for personal reasons.
She couldn't handle her depression.
And even after doing so much, then everybody says, "What have you done for me?"
And she was dying. She wanted to die the same way her mother. With a disease, so she committed suicide. And then, yeah, his mother still said after all of that, giving away everything to them, "What have you done for me?"
Yeah, what have you done for me? What have you done for us?
We married, and then now his mom hates us, and so does the whole family. And we gave them everything that we had, all of our money. We don't own a house like they do. You know, we had a wedding that cost $400.
Yeah. Yeah, our wedding costed $450.
Yeah, for the ceremony. His sister's cost $74,000.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We paid more for your mother's flight. She's visited 3 times. We paid every time.
Our wedding was probably
we're poor too.
Way better than the one that.
Yeah, it was. Our wedding was better than your sister's wedding by far.
We might have just a few close friends, just a few family friends, but at least they were all our friends. They were there because they wanted to be there. Nobody was there just because they had to be. Yeah.
We went against everything to marry him.
Yeah.
And thank God for that, hey baby.
Yeah.
I love you.
Love you too.
We found the meaning of life when we married, honestly. I did. I don't know about you. How did you feel when we got married?
I started feeling that I belong somewhere.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, that I have someone that will look after me.
Yeah.
You know? Even if everybody else is against me, he will look after me.
Yes, babe. I love you, baby. Tell them about displays of affection in Indian culture as well, like we just did.
Yeah, this would be really vulgar in Indian culture, and that's why I was actually fringing a bit, because I know this video will probably go to India. So yeah.
Yeah, we can kiss openly, you know. It's not.
And I'm
not.
I can't believe this. This is how terrified I am right now that I can't even kiss you properly.
Yeah.
This is what's happening to me.
That's how harsh that culture is. That Indian culture. It's brainwashed him, you know, into being a little pawn to give his mother whatever she wants. But thank God he's free of that now. After a bit of a rough patch, you know, he's finally gotten to be free and actually realize he's not in that prison box of thinking anymore. You know, the box is broken. You're allowed to breathe now. You're free, baby. I love you. I love you. But we went to India to attend his sister's wedding, and it was my first time of going overseas. I freaked out on the plane because coming back from India, I want to tell the coming back from India story first. On the plane, lightning struck the plane. I'm terrified of flying. I've only flown before that between Sydney and Cairns, so 3 hours something flights, 2 hours something flights. And so I was coming back on the plane, you remember? And we're just sitting there, all of a sudden lightning strikes the plane and all the lights go out and all the TVs go out in the plane. And then I'm going, screaming. And he goes, shut up. And he goes, calm down. And I went, no, we're all going to die because the fucking lightning hit the plane. Do you remember how funny was that? Tell them about it.
I was just holding the hand up. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
I'm like, oh, like fucking freaking out.
You're
And
gonna
the lightning
freak
hit the
the whole
plane.
thing.
Because there was all these clouds going around the windows, like boom, 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 stop the turbulence. And then all of a sudden,
thought you were gonna
all
freak
of
the
a
whole
sudden,
plane out.
it's like, boom. And then I'm like, ah, fucking hell. But thank God we didn't die. But anyway, yeah, we went to India and it was fucking really great actually. I had a lot of fun. And it was my first time overseas, as I said. And everybody treated me kindly over there. Everybody wanted to see a white person, you know. Yeah. They all thought I was rich, even though I'm dirt poor.
So yeah, we've been through a lot of trouble, even just for getting together actually from our friend's side, from the family side. Everybody was either saying that you're marrying for citizenship.
That's what they thought.
You're marrying for money, you're marrying for this, you're marrying for
But
that.
there wasn't. There
Fuck
is no
off,
money
for fuck's
here.
sake.
We gave it all away to the Indian family.
Yeah, what money do we have?
Yeah, they took it all from us. We've got nothing.
Well, we're not even working at the moment.
Yeah, we don't work, we're not studying, we're just at home loving each other doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, because working so much made me realize that I was not investing enough time in my family anyway.
Yeah.
We broke apart so much. We broke apart so much.
Because I was always at home and he was always asleep
And there was
or
no
at work.
There was
and
no, none of us could talk to each other now.
Yeah.
Because how long was I working? When I was working in Ashfield, right? I would start at what time would I start? And okay, 9 at night. And Sydney markets, right? Doing loading and unloading job with the forklift.
Yeah.
And finish that job at 4 o'clock. Go to work. Go to the second job at 4 o'clock on another job. That's another forklift driving job, right? Finish there at like 5-6 p.m. Go home, and that's the 2-3 hours that we had with each other, and then get back up.
Go to sleep.
Get back up at 8:30, and then go back to work.
Like, how are you? And then he would give all that money to his family. And his brother even called him once and was like, you haven't given me the $1,000 for the month yet. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I have sex with you and you didn't even give me money. Fucking hell. I think I need it more than him.
And he doesn't even work. He
was doing nothing. His brother has a wife, 2 kids, and he was supporting them.
Yeah.
And it's his older brother.
Paying for his kids' school fees. He's 29 years old and...
Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
You're only
really,
22. His brother's 29. I'm only 26. And he was paying for his older brother. And fucking hell.
Yeah, well...
yeah, it's ridiculous. Anyway, that's the culture, anyway. That brainwashes the youngest child to fucking support the rest of them.
That is the way it is. You can't change it. You can try to change it actually, but it doesn't work. It doesn't matter how much we go and say shit, but you know
they won't change.
Once it's outside on camera, it's just a matter of fun for them.
Yeah,
it's not.
They don't know because they're brainwashed.
They don't want to learn.
They're not. They don't have the mind. That
they do have the mind.
They're enslaving their women to be kitchen slaves. That's their wives. They pay like $100,000 for a flashy wedding. only just shove her in the kitchen and make chai and roti for the rest of her life. Until she's yelling around, fucking hitting her kids and shit because she fucking had to deal with her cheating husband her whole life because it was an arranged marriage anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, she didn't love him. He didn't love her. They just got together because their parents wanted them.
And she's worshipped as a goddess for giving birth, but really it should be her parents.
More than 90% of the cases, they don't even see each other. Like before they get married, they don't even see each other in more than 90% cases.
Yeah, and usually the guy's gay anyway.
And the rest of the 10% who do see each other, you know how they see?
What?
With the photos. One family will take the photograph to the other family.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or they will show it in the phones now.
Wow.
Or
it's just like hooking up with someone. Here's a picture of my fucking dick. Anyway, after we came back from India, we invited his mom to Australia, and she came and she stole $110 from me while I was at jury duty. And she's actually a police constable. So
where was the jury duty? Actually, it was in the city somewhere.
Yeah, it was in the city.
The Downing Centre. Yeah, Downing Centre.
So yeah, she stole money from me while I was at jury duty. Which I thought was a bit shameful because she's a constable of police. I think she would know better than that. And she had heart problems, so we sent her back to India. You know, paid for another flight for her, and then we lodged our notice of intended marriage because we were so happy. You know, we had both of our parents in our lives, like my father, because my mother's passed away.
Yeah, and my mother was coming here. So I was finally happy. Yeah, I was finally happy thinking that we got a full family. I got a mother, I got a father, I got a husband, and you know,
finally, we're all whole.
If they're all happy here in this little house, I don't need nothing. I've got everything in my life. What else do I need?
So yeah, we lodged our notice of intended marriage. Then his mum came back. We got married. My father and his mother signed the certificate of marriage as the required two required legal witnesses.
Yeah.
And we thought everything was fine, and then tell them what happened after we left the wedding ceremony.
Just when we left the wedding ceremony, she goes, so how long is it going to be for your PR now?
And she asked,
and I'm like, what are you talking about, Mom? I didn't need to marry for PR. I can go and get a work sponsorship, or I can go and study again. I don't need to marry for visa.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, what's going to happen to my pension? Where's my Australian pension? I was like, what Australian fucking pension? You don't live here. Dude, on the 1st of August I got married, and on 3rd of August my mother tried to stab me right on the skull here.
She had the knife and she was just about to stab him in the skull, and I grabbed her hand like that, and then I lifted it up and I grabbed the knife and I threw it across the room.
Yeah. So.
And then we called the police on her, and then she tried to change the story and say that she was the victim.
Yeah. Oh.
It was really hard for him. Yeah. It really messed him up. Like, he still is not fully cured after that trauma. So he hasn't been working, you know. He got unfairly dismissed
from work.
But we won't go into detail about that.
Yeah.
And you know, it's been really hard on us. Yeah. We've been struggling so much, and we just have each other. This is all that we have. This is our life. And Dad as well, and our cat, and our vegetable garden.
I was just happy living in this little crooked house because I had my whole family.
Yeah.
And then
the house is literally falling apart because we live right near the train.
All of a sudden, just everything
So
got
it's
stolen from me.
crocodiles.
So I was a bit upset. I am still a little upset about it. I
Well,
don't know
there-
how to get over it. It's a bit hard to just get over it.
Yeah, it is.
It's especially when your cousins call you and tell you, take my name off from Facebook as your cousin, because I don't want to be associated with you because you brought shame to my family.
Yeah, that's what his cousin told him.
Yeah.
And his cousin said that his mother, which is the cousin's aunt by marriage, it's his father's brother's widow,
Yeah.
said that she was my only parent-in-law and not to consider his father, which was the man's father's brother, to be my father-in-law, like as if he was illegitimate now in his eyes, which is ridiculous. He's not.
I lost a sense of identification actually. Like I did not know where I belonged.
Yeah.
After that happened, I'm still trying to figure out. This country is really helping me so much. Everybody's so nice. Everybody's trying to help. Everybody comes and has a look at you.
Yeah.
They're like, hey man, how are you doing? You alright?
Yeah.
Are you doing okay today? Yeah. This is what everybody does. Nobody cares about what's going on in your life. What's not
on you.
Yeah. What's the weather today, mate? How's the sun going? Yeah. Oh, there was a bushfire.
How's your husband? Like, we went to I went to the shop the other day, and the lady said, "How's your husband?" You know, I went to get my hair cut, and the lady said, "Oh, your husband came in the other day and got his haircut." And I said, "I know, I fell asleep, so I couldn't come and get it as well." It's nice, you know. The society here likes us,
and
like we're okay being openly as a married couple. Like we don't have to hide it. We don't have to pretend like we're.
I'm just still trying to figure out how, like, you know, like I was born in India, and I consider myself like averagely smart, at least. Like somebody who can understand other people. I believe people are smart, right? If you can understand me, I can understand you. Then you are smart to me.
Yeah.
If I can't understand you, then just I don't know you.
Yeah.
That's the only way it works. Nobody is idiot, but we just can't understand each other. That's why.
But we can.
Yeah, but we can.
We are so in tune. I literally can. And I will say what he's thinking. Like, I think it's a magical connection. Didn't I last night? Remember, you were saying it was completely off topic. We were watching a movie, and then all of a sudden, he's like, I don't even remember what it was now.
Probably tea, I guess. He's tea.
Yeah, I do it a lot with tea, but like, it wasn't tea. It was something random. Like
usually it's a tea. I was like, tea. No.
And then I'm like, I've already made it here. It's like
wait, water? Yeah, I'm already getting your.
Yeah, I'm already walking towards getting it. Yeah.
So,
but last night it was something really off topic and specific.
Yes,
like all of a sudden, we were watching a movie, and then all of a sudden it's like, "Do you want some broccoli?" I was like, something like that. And he was like, "I was just about to say it."
Yeah.
Like something like. His brother called the other day, and kept calling me sister fucker, which is because they don't want to say motherfucker, which is what we say here. Because it's too offensive.
And then he started calling him transgender because he doesn't know what's a gay.
Yeah,
he calls him chakka, which means transgender. But so he's short his.
Literally, yeah. His brother called on the video call, and he kept going, Ben Jod, which means sister fucker. And then he called me transgender. So I went, oh, okay. And I pulled my dick out and I waved it around, and I went, cool, enjoy. And then I walked up, and then he actually pointed down to his dick. Yeah, and then he pulled, and he said sword fight in Hindi, I think. Yeah. So I can't take it seriously. It's just a stupid way of thinking, honestly. They're so down in the mud with their thinking, like, must keep women covered, must marry whoever mommy and daddy tell you to. It's just so stupid. Like, grow up. Fucking hell, like, this is love, this is a peaceful, happy life.
They're converting into extremists.
They're extremist fucking idiots, to be honest. Like, God, they're so well educated and yet so dumb. And I don't understand that.
Believe in war, they love wars.
Yeah.
They would love a war with Pakistan. They would love a war with China.
Yeah.
They would love a war with Sri Lanka.
I'm just loving. I'm just so filled with love. And I want to give you my love, and I want to share my love.
This is the mentality. They are so proud that there's, you know, the third biggest military in the world is Indian military.
That's silly.
So they are so proud of it that everybody has become just so it's just about war.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants to fight each other. Everybody just wants to rip each other off.
That's because they don't get to marry who they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't get to marry who they want to.
Yeah,
and they don't get to have the sex that they
and
want.
that's why they become that
And then
sociopath.
They become fucking angry. And judgmental and gossipy and everything because they can't enjoy life like they can't go up to their husband and kiss like this.
Yeah, because there's
They
so
never
many
have that
restrictions in the
freedom.
rule.
They never have the
House
freedom.
is like an institution.
Yeah.
It's not a house. It's not a. It's not where family lives. It's where it's where you are disciplined for the rest of your life.
We would like to try to inspire people to find love and to enjoy themselves. The only reason we don't have our wedding rings on is because we need to get them resized and they're cutting into our fingers.
Yeah.
So yeah, otherwise we'd have our wedding rings on.
Yeah, and they got Australian blue, green, and yellow. Blue, green, and red.
Yeah. Should
Mine is blue, green. Yours is blue, red.
Yeah. Should I go grab them and show them? They're
if you like
Australian
to.
opal rings.
And they shine differently in different lights. That's opal. It's a native Australian gem. Is it? Jethro?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are our rings anyway.
Alright, cool.
Do you want your ring? Will you marry me, Sudhir? Will you? You already did. I love you. Let's show them our wedding photo too. It's not my favorite one, but it's still not too bad.
It's pretty cool.
And our wedding certificate as well, which I think is beautiful. Yeah. Recently, we got our story published in the Carnell Breaking News. That was something that really excited me because I've had ancestors appear in the newspaper before, and I thought it was just great, you know. And he's from Carnell. So yeah, we're just a little bit worried about the backlash from his family because his brother is a bit
psychotic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're happy anyway here in Australia. Thank you for watching.